an out-of-body experience.
Welcome to the Brothers of Wrestling podcast.
Welcome back to the Brothers of Wrestling podcast with your host Logan and
Hayden.
And welcome to another episode where we need to talk Oba Brock. It happened.
Gross.
Oba Femi has foregone his SummerSlam championship match that he won winning the King of the Ring, or that he earned winning the King of the Ring, and he has chosen to take down Brock Lesnar inside a cell at SummerSlam. It's going to get crazy, Hayden.
Yeah, I'm not super happy about the way the whole tournament thing went out, and we've covered that in other episodes.
Yeah, if you want to hear our full thoughts on the Night of Champions recap, we have episodes on the channel already going over in more detail.
Yep, we don't need to cover it in this, what is this, weekly pod number, 32?
32, I think.
So, we don't need to cover all that. We've already been over on the recap show, we've been over on the emergency pod. But I will say that this is one of the better Raws we've had in a while. At Night of Champions, we had Oba win King of the Ring. We had Io win Queen. So we know where that's going on. So we found out that Brock comes out, and probably one of my favorite Brock promos ever.
Yeah.
Because he basically just degrades himself.
He said he says he can't cut a promo. Then he says he don't watch the product.
Don't know what's happening. Heyman tells him what's happening.
Well, I mean, I think he's already said that before, that he doesn't. It's not like a big shock that he doesn't watch the show.
And the best part is when he says he doesn't do a good promo, Heyman's in the background. You're doing great.
It was a fine promo.
And but you just gotta love it how he. I love his line. If he wasn't such a freaking BA like scary dude, his line where he's like, how do you say it? I gotta try to remember now.
Where he talks about him being the King of the Ring?
Well, no. Where he just says something like, if you're gonna say, how do you say it? If you're gonna say something, dang it. It was something about, if you're gonna say something, you're gonna get hit, and that's why he low blows him.
Oh, right.
I forget how he says it, but it's almost like so corny. But if it was anybody else but Brock, it'd be like this real cornball.
Yeah, you gonna tell him it's corny?
But Brock Lesnar saying it, you're like, yes, sir. Anyway, so they kicked Oba in the nuts.
He got him good,
Oba's
too.
down. The ruler's laid out. Brock's laughing all the way back. And so I do get this logic that they put into it, is that Oba has been calling him out the entire time throughout the whole tournament. And now Brock comes out right when he's celebrating his victory. And then Brock embarrasses him in front of everybody right after he won King of the Ring. So now you're going to say, oh, I'm just going to ignore that and go straight to...
Yeah, that'd be kind of awkward for him to just say, yeah, forget about Brock, I'm going after Roman.
Like, it just makes sense. Does it devalue the tournament for me? Yes. But does it logically make sense in the storyline? Yes, because now all Oba wants is to lay out Brock for good. Brock's the only guy to beat him. He wants to end this feud once and for all. And what better way to do it than inside the cell? So I really liked I like the direction it's going in. Am I sad that the tournaments got devalued? Yes. Am I happy at the results? Yes. I'm glad Oba won the King of the Ring. I'm glad he has a King of the Ring title now. And now he can go on and have this huge match with Brock inside the cell, where Brock is undefeated.
Do we think he pulls his championship match later on? Does he go? Does he want? Does he say, "I want to be WWE or World Heavyweight Champion, and I won King of the Ring. I get my match. I just chose to fight Brock, so now I'm going to do it at Survivor Series or wherever, whatever's next after SummerSlam."
I don't think that they're going to play it like that. I think if he gets a title match, he's just going to get a title match.
Okay.
I don't think they're going to say, well, remember 4 months ago when I won King of the Ring, I'm using that now. I think you could easily just put him in a title match if he ends up beating Brock at SummerSlam. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to use the logic of the...
And we always...
Well, I had this in my back pocket this whole time.
And it seems like every time we talk about it, we always come back to, why did he win King of the Ring in the first place?
Yeah, and like, I was listening to Sam, and Sam was all in this. This was his idea anyway. Like, he thought they were going to do this where Oba wins, and then he gives up to fight Brock. And I just don't like it because it devalues... And he said his point was, well, he won the King of the Ring. That's all you need. And my point to that is, yes, that is how it used to be. But now you win King of the Ring, and they've established it over the last 2 years. You're gonna get a big time championship match at SummerSlam. And so it'd be the same idea as if you won the Royal Rumble, but you don't get your title match at WrestleMania. Does it really matter that you won the Rumble then? I don't know. But that's my problem with it. So some people like it, some people don't. Everyone's allowed to have their opinion. I just think it devalues the actual tournament. If you're going to go through this entire tournament for an entire month, and then the prize at the end, you just forego because something's more important to you.
I like.
Then what was the point of being in the tournament?
Yeah, I like that Oba won the thing, but I think that it should have been he either should have lost in the first round or he should have fought Roman at SummerSlam.
Or he should have just never been in it.
Yeah, or he just never. Yeah, because you're gonna have
If
Seth
you're already
fight him
doing
anyway.
the Brock thing,
just have Seth win.
Yeah. Well, if you're gonna do the Brock versus Oba thing anyway, what was the point of him winning the tournament? And you could say to be King of the Ring, but what does that even get you?
He could have done it next year.
Yeah, I mean, it's just now it's just
Oba's
like
young. Oba's like 25, 26. He's got time.
Because you look at it and now you can go back in his first year and say, well, he beat Brock at WrestleMania, he won the King of the Ring. Okay, but like he beats Brock at SummerSlam. But like that's really all it does. It just gives you a little name recognition. I mean, it had no value.
Would
that's
we
what bothered me?
Would we rank this among the high best rookie years of all time?
I mean, it depends on how it finishes. Because
right now the highest standard you got Brock and you got Kurt.
You got Brock, you got Kurt, you got Shield. Had a great rookie year.
Sheamus had a decent
rookie year. Charlotte. Sheamus had a good rookie year. Now I'm trying to go through my lexicon of rookie years.
Rusev, did Rusev win the U.S. title?
Umaga had a great.
Was that his first year?
Yeah, I think so. Umaga had a great rookie year.
True. Anyway, that does not the point. I was just saying.
Well, now you got me on a whole train.
Sorry.
Thanks a lot.
Sorry. Because Oba was projected to have such like this historic rookie year, and then
yeah, it's going to depend on how the rest of this year goes.
Yeah.
If he loses to Brock inside the cell, then I'm going to say probably not.
He's not losing to Brock.
I mean, okay, but we also said he wasn't going to lose it in Clash of Italy in the end.
No, I think we said that.
Well, you just didn't think he was going to lose, and then he lost. So I'm not saying it's a guarantee he's going to win. That's all I'm saying. I mean, should he win? Yes, obviously. Is it a guarantee that he will? No, it's not a guarantee. I'm not going to say it's a guarantee.
Other things that happened on Raw, we had the confirmation that Theory and Braun are going to get their tag team title rematch against the Street Profits next week. We had Theory and Maxine have a very interesting talk backstage where Theory basically said, if you don't figure this out, we're done.
Yeah, that's an interesting little back channel storyline that they got going on. So we'll see where that goes.
Another thing that happened with Theory is basically the vision's over because Heyman, he came up to Heyman and didn't even know he was here. And then Heyman said, well, I'm here. And then just walked away. Like, it just blew him off completely. So,
yeah. And that was one of the more underrated things because people forget that Paul Heyman hasn't been there since he got
speared through the barricade or whatever.
Him coming back with Brock was a big deal that he didn't come straight back with the Vision. So, and I think the Vision's run its course.
It just sucks they got so injured.
Yeah, it's just a cursed faction. You get that sometimes. But let Braun go on his own. Let Theory do his thing. Let all these guys do their own thing and see who can get into the main event picture. You can use this time now to build Braun back up and get him to like the Royal Rumble spot where you could believe he could main event WrestleMania.
We also had more Danhausen stuff with like JD and Dom and Liv and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they trashed his laboratory and then Liv hair smacked him. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see if Danhausen is the reason we get the Judgment Day imploding. from the inside out.
That'd be hilarious. Judgment Day's been through so much, and Danhausen's the reason they break up.
It wouldn't shock me. I'll just say that. So, but I think all of Raw. I mean, it was a bookend Raw. You had your beginning with Oba and Brock, and then you had your end with Roman and.
We can talk about
Seth.
the promo.
And maybe one of the best promos of Seth Rollins' career.
Wow.
I think.
Okay.
The fact that he went in there and you could tell that it was emotional for both these guys. And I don't know about you, but I definitely got a feel of Seth knows he doesn't have much longer left.
Yeah, it definitely felt like that, yeah.
As a full-time main event player. He might wrestle still part-time.
He's so injury prone.
I think Seth knows, and I think he wants to take the time. He's got, their daughter. I think he's ready to slow down. And so I feel like this match with him and Roman at SummerSlam is gonna, and he said it himself, this is the end of the Shield era. This is the final. Once this match is over, the Shield is completed. The entire storyline from 2012 to now, 14 years, everything they've gone through, this match ends it.
And listening to
Roman, I was just gonna say, can Roman finally put Seth to bed? The only guy he's never been able to defeat. Can he finally finish off Seth once and for all, and become the ultimate god of WWE?
And listening to Seth's promo and listening to him talk, I was kind of hoping he'd drop a Moxley reference, but he never did.
Yeah, and you can tell that it should, they threw out things that kind of subtly nodded to Moxley. You can tell it hurts him that he's not there, but yeah, I just think the way Seth was talking during that match or during that promo, it definitely seems like he's going towards the fact that he said in interviews before that he knows he can't go as well as he used to. And so I think this is going to be his last.
Yeah, that definitely was
big
the vibe.
Time. It's going to be his last big time stamp. I'm the main event player match, and he's doing it with Roman. And I think that's pretty awesome. Will he retire? No.
No.
Right now, I think he's got a couple more years left.
He might take some time off after SummerSlam, though.
Well, and I think he knows that I'm not going to be in the main event anymore.
Yeah, I mean, he literally said that those young guys are chasing after him now. Ready to take their spot. Or at least
he's not going to be a consistent main event player like he has been pretty much his whole career. So it was emotional. And then Roman saying, I don't want to beat you, I need to beat you. And basically accepting without even a second thought, knowing that this is the final check mark he needs to cement himself as one of the greatest of all time. The one guy he is always in his head. And what I loved too was the flashbacks. Seth bringing up WrestleMania 41, taking his wise man, leaving him laying in the ring. WrestleMania 40, where he got in Roman's head so much that Roman took him out instead of finishing the job on Cody. All the way back to Heist of the Century. All the way back to Plan B, stabbing him in the back with the chair. Ever since he's put that chair in Roman Reigns' back, he's owned Roman Reigns.
Is mentally. This Shield storyline the best long-term thing WWE's ever done?
Well, my one thing I'll say about it is, and this is something that we've argued about before, because it's hard to put them as the greatest faction of all time because of the actual faction wasn't a main event faction. But if we're talking greatest faction that led to that faction of the Shield
produced three of the greatest of all time.
Three of the greatest, and basically the faces of your business for the next 14 years since it started. I mean, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and Moxley over in AEW have basically been running wrestling basically since 2019. So ever since Roman came back from his his cancer scare, they've all pretty much been in the main event. Moxley went over to AEW. He really has never left the main event over there. He's basically been the pillar of AEW. Rollins has been off and on main event, getting hurt and stuff like that. But I mean, even when he's not in the main event, he's having legendary feuds with Cody, with Drew, Punk. I mean, he's having these great matches. So, and then Roman's been doing the Bloodline, and some people say the Bloodline's the greatest faction of all time. But you wouldn't have the Bloodline without the Shield. So, it's hard. It's always going to be in that argument. And I think the only thing that hurts the Shield is I think their legacy is amazing. It's just the fact that when they were actually the group, they weren't. I mean, they were a main event group, but they weren't like, well, we're world like Evolution. Triple H is the world heavyweight champion, walking around. NWO, Hulk Hogan's walking around as the WCW world champion. DX, Shawn Michaels is the WWF champion. Those legendary factions. Those are the ones. They're a main event. The Horsemen. Ric Flair's the champion. They're the main legendary factions because they are in the main picture. Yeah, the Shield had some main events, but they were never in the Roman Reigns is the champion. Seth Rollins is the champion. They all had to do that after the Shield. So I think that's the only thing that hurts the Shield's legacy. But in terms of a faction, and that it was always talked about as Evolution, because Evolution gave you Orton and Batista. But I don't think there's a better faction that gave you 3 mega superstars than the Shield. It gave you Moxley, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins. All of them. There's no Marty Jannetty in this faction. They all became megastars, future Hall of Famers. So, but yeah, I think I know for sure I'm going to be crying during this match. It's going to be one of the most emotional matches ever. And to be fair, the Shield and Roman and Seth are one of the real first guys that we started watching from start to finish.
Mm-hmm.
When we started, you had Shawn Michaels, Cena, Orton, Edge, all these guys, but we didn't watch them from the beginning. Now we went back and watched it and caught up to it, but we were watching them halfway through their careers. With the Shield, we were totally invested as soon as they started, and we followed it all the way till now. So it's gonna be interesting to watch them have this final match. So I'm crying right now thinking.
Well, let's talk about something that won't make you cry, which is NXT from this past Tuesday. We had the recap and the fallout from Great American Bash. Kendall Gray ends up winning the NXT Women's Championship from Lola Vice. We have Miles Bourne retain the North American Championship over Tavian Heights, and nobody turned heel, which I was a little disappointed about, but that's okay. Maybe we'll get it eventually.
I was happy. I'm glad that it's not it didn't just turn traditional partner turns on partner thing.
And then we had Tatum Paxley start a new rivalry. She's going after Kalani Jordan now, and they got that whole thing going on. And Kalani's gonna.
Well, hold on. So Zarya beat Tatum at Bash.
Yep.
So Zarya's still champ, North American champ. You had Ren Sinclair survive,
which I didn't think was going to happen.
Grace. Yep, she survived. You had Shiloh beat Tristan.
Yeah, they did an interesting thing in that match where they went under the ring, which was pretty cool.
The fog or whatever it was. And then you had start off D'Angelo survived against Naraku.
Which I pretty much thought was going to happen.
So, but as soon as I knew that Kendall Gray, Lola Vice was your main event, you could tell it was going to
definitely
Kendall Gray's night.
And she showed up in the angle attire.
Yeah,
she had the hoodie.
And it's perfect timing. It's Great American Bash. It's almost 4th of July. It just everything fit perfectly. into her gimmick and her character and her finally pulling off the big win against Olivia. And an amazing match.
I don't even know if she has a character right now. She's kind of just like a
I mean,
wrestler.
she's just. But that's her character. She's doing that thing with Ren Sinclair and that group,
Rank UCC.
and she's just kind of that no bull crap, straight ahead wrestler. It's a character. I mean, it's not like it's like a flashy character, but it works for her.
And then we had, throughout the night, we were trying to figure out who Tony D'Angelo's new opponent was going to be. And then he makes his way out there.
I could take him out anyway.
Yeah, he makes his way out there and he cuts a promo saying how he's put Naraku behind him and he's ready to go to the next guy. And then
Naraku said.
and then he leaves, and as he's leaving, Kendall Gray comes out for her promo. And then Naraku hits Tony D in the back with a chair, takes him out in the ring, and looks like it's going to be Naraku and Tony D again.
Yeah, they're still going to keep it going. I mean, I didn't think they were going to just cut Naraku out that quickly, but I think it's not going to just be a rematch.
No, it's going to some stipulation or something.
Mason Rook might get involved in it as well.
Yeah, he's got the thing going on with Jackson Drake right now.
Yeah, so it's just going to depend on where they go there. And then you had Kendall Gray come out with Ren Sinclair, and they're touching tips. And were they eating cake? Was it cake?
Yeah, it's a thing that Kendall Gray has now. There was an episode of NXT like a month or two ago where there was a cake backstage, and Kendall had eaten like most of the cake or something.
Yeah.
And so now that's like a thing with her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they were celebrating pretty good. It'll be interesting to see if they go Lola Vice again.
No, she wasn't even at the show.
There's plenty of women to go after her.
I think it's going to be Kendall, I would assume. Or not Kendall, Kalani.
It could be Kalani. It could be...
Because Kalani fought Tatum in the main event.
It could be what's-her-face, who's coming to... Natty. She's getting that match against...
she's fighting Kendall on NXT this week.
Yeah. So it could be in that. So it could be anybody. They just debuted Nikki Blackheart. I don't know what they're going to call her.
Oh, that's right. I didn't know what her name was.
They
never said her name.
Tatum Paxton. Yeah, I don't think they're allowed to use Nikki Blackheart. So I don't know if they have a name picked.
They must not have came up with a name yet.
So you know who that is.
I saw her. I didn't recognize. I knew that she had signed, but I didn't when she showed up and took out Tatum. I didn't recognize her at first.
Yeah. So she's going to be a big time player too. But I hope they give Kendall Gray a good run here and then let her show off her skills.
Yeah, I bet she'll keep it for the rest of the year. Maybe lose it at the first show of the new year or something.
I could even see her taking it all the way to Stand and Deliver and then getting called up after WrestleMania.
You think she's ready already?
Oh, yes. You tell me you wouldn't love to see her going against like a Charlotte?
Oh yeah, obviously, yeah.
I'm just saying, or Becky. I mean, I think she could really.
Hopefully, she could keep up in a promo battle with those two.
Yeah, and that's what you need to figure out what she's got in this title run. Can she hold her own against some of these guys? That's why I think a good feud to give her would be this new Natty character. Natty who can.
Because Soul kind of struggled with Becky a little bit.
So you let Kendall kind of do her thing with that, and you see where they go from there. So yeah, NXT was good. I think they're going in a good direction. I think you had that first show. Great American Bash was their first show for free on TV with CW, and so I think it was a good jumping off point for them because they were in a deep dive with losing so many big time names that went up to the main roster in the last half a year.
This is kind of off topic, but you had said you had texted me and said that we had gotten some of our predictions. What were the predictions you were talking about that we had gotten right? Because I hadn't seen NXT the results when you texted me that.
Oh, I was just saying that we got D'Angelo retained.
Yeah.
But then my main thing I was talking about was that they put Kendall Gray in the main event.
Oh, okay.
And we had talked about that, saying that we thought that should be what they put the main event as Kendall Gray.
And if it was going to be the main, if she was going to win.
Yeah, that was the main. Yeah, and that's the main thing I was talking about. Okay. because I had watched it before you had watched it, and so I was just saying that that was our main prediction we had right, was that if they put Kendall Gray versus Lil Vice in the main event,
I think
and then they do that was.
I
Gonna
think
be
we
what
did
happened.
pretty good on our predictions for Great American Bash. I got the Ren Sinclair one wrong because I thought she'd lose, but we got
Yeah, I
Kendall Gray
can't.
right, we got
Yeah,
Miles Bourne right, we got Tony D right, we got
yeah, I think
Shiloh
it
Hill
was
right.
pretty predict. What I think it was a pretty predictable card, but I think it needed to be. I don't think you
It's too
needed to
early
go
in the
crazy.
new guys' careers for it to be
Yeah,
unpredictable.
let's establish the people. Let's not just start getting crazy with title changes. So I think they did what they needed to do.
Mm-hmm. I think now it's time for our favorite segment of the week. What happened on Dynamite?
This is one of the better Dynamites in a long time. Your main event was MJF and Briscoe.
Yeah, you're in the match.
After you had the Forbidden Door, which how did you feel about seeing that circular cage?
The circular cage was kind of cool. I liked it.
I liked it. It gave him a unique element.
The best part was Kevin Knight getting exploded.
Uh-huh. Well, my favorite part was a guy who wasn't even in the match.
Leo Rush.
Leo Rush.
Out of the bag.
My God, that guy.
He struck gold with that character.
Oh my God, that thing's freaky. So you had that match. You had basically it was your classic brawl inside a steel cage.
They turned the.
I think this is. Sorry.
I was just gonna say
I think this is.
What were you
Are
gonna
we gonna
say?
keep doing this?
Sorry. All I was gonna say was it's just a quick thing. I think the internet turned Kevin Knight's explosion into a GIF. Is all I was gonna say.
Oh, I'm sure it did. But no, I was just gonna say I think this was AEW's kind of shot across the nose to WWE at the Cell, and kind of giving off that vibe. And I also wonder, after seeing that at Forbidden Door, if WWE was like, we need to put the Cell back out there.
Oh,
And
so that's why they had
you
Brock.
got it for Brock
Okay.
and Oba.
I didn't think about that.
I don't know. They say they don't care, but
Oh,
sometimes I wonder if
they
like
say they don't care. Come on, have you ever heard Triple H talk about anything?
because I'll say this: if I was going logically about what they kind of were doing with the Brock Oba feud to begin with, I thought that the way they were setting everything up was going to be a last man standing match.
Ooh,
because of the way they kept knocking Oba down, and then he'd get up,
yeah.
and get back in the ring.
It definitely felt like that.
But so I'm wondering if they went like, well, now they have this giant circular cell.
Are they going to do a circular cell too?
Maybe we need to bring back out the cell, the real cell, and show them
That's
how
not a
good
bad
that
thought.
is.
I can see that.
So who knows if that's true or not? But you had that match. You ended up having Andrade turn on MJF.
Yeah, turn face.
Telling him to f off.
How you know?
His shirt. How you know? Because you read your shirt, dude. F Don Callis and F MJF. So he turns on them, and then you eventually get Briscoe's team winning. So that led to Dynamite, where MJF ended up beating him.
I think
I love the opening of Dynamite, by the way. The little recap stuff.
Oh yeah.
Ospreay and Omega. And
I think Andrade's getting a match with MJF, is he not?
I don't think they've announced it yet.
I thought that I heard that.
I think that's the way they're going to go here soon, is MJF versus Andrade. But then we find out. So we had Ospreay win the Owen Hart Men's Tournament. We had Mercedes Moné, which I'll say it, Forbidden Door. The concept is a good idea, but
it's just AEW.
Execution just isn't great because they have to stop all their storylines just to do a company versus company kind of thing.
I thought you were gonna say it's just AEW guys versus AEW guys because
it is what it is, but
there's not really much at New Japan flair anymore.
So the matches were fine leading up to, but those last three matches were amazing. Yeah, Mercedes take on Maya World, and they're really, I think, pushing Maya World hardcore.
Yeah, you might as well.
Now.
She's got the cool story. She's got the.
And then they pushed her kind of after that into the direction of Athena now.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like she's going to go towards the Ring of Honor World Championship.
And maybe she's the one that dethrones Athena.
Which would be a big time accomplishment for her and a big time step for her.
I'm sure Athena's tired of holding that title.
So then Mercedes is moving on. It's probably going to be Tekla versus Mercedes at All In. And then we had Will beat Swerve, and that was a bloody, great match. And I liked how he came out to Bane. That's
Was it
pretty
a
funny.
wait? Was it a bloody great match? Is it like a British thing, or is it a?
Both. It was bloody and it was bloody. So, but it was a good match. I it I'm not gonna say it stole the show like I was hoping it would, but it was definitely. I think it was the main event, so I think it was the best match on the card. The Omega Saber match was good, like we thought it was going to be. But I mean, not many things like shocking happened at this. Probably the biggest moment of the night, honestly, was in the tag match when we get the Bang Bang Gang coming
Yeah, that
back
was
out,
cool.
and then we get Switchblade, Jay White's return.
Yeah, good for
That
Jay
was a
White to be
pretty big
back.
moment. Yeah, he's been out, I think, for a year and a half. So that was a big moment. He got a mega pop, and even the Bang Bang Club got a huge pop. So that was a pretty big moment. But so that leads to Dynamite, where basically the whole premise of Dynamite was uh, kind of Omega realizing that he needs to he he feels like he needs to get involved in the Osprey stuff, but he also is kind of saying they trust Osprey, which then leads to him coming out and kind of being like, I kind of know my time's up
What's
in terms
the
of
what's
how
the name
much
of
I
the
got left.
what's the name of the
But
pay-per-view they got coming up?
redemption.
Yeah, so there's been a thing with Kenny recently. Kenny's been saying redemption a lot. He's been
Yes,
saying,
but so here's the thing: redemption's also in Canada. But
ah,
here's the crazy thing that they did that I think swerved a lot of people, because I think it was kind of pointing towards it was going to be MJF and Omega at Redemption. Well, now next week we have Beach Break,
oh, they added something
which is
else?
go, which is going to it's Dynamite,
Yeah, yeah, it's a
but
special, yeah.
it's a special Dynamite and it's going to be outside.
Ooh,
And
I wish WWE would do more stuff like that.
he challenged Omega came out and challenged MJF after the Briscoe fight that MJF ended up winning to a match for the World Championship.
Mm.
And MJF said we'll do it next week, but only if you put your career on the or your career, put your ability to win the World Championship on the line,
Yeah, same thing they did
like
with Hangman. Yep.
he took with Hangman. And then we even get a part in the show where Omega's talking to the Young Bucks about it, and the Young Bucks say we already had a couple elite members lose
Mm.
in that style, kind of referencing Cody and Hangman.
Yeah.
And so Omega eventually agrees, and so now the main event next week on Dynamite is MJF versus Omega.
Which makes you think,
So
do
then,
do they pull the trigger on Omega again?
do they pull the trigger to make it Omega Osprey? But then you think, okay, so if Omega wins a beach break, they're going to have to do some kind of rematch at a Redemption, where it's Omega
Yeah.
versus MJF in some sort of match. So we'll see what happens there, but it's going to be real interesting to watch this match next week with Omega and MJF, and to see if he really does pull it out or not and win the title, or if he realizes that his career is kind of at the end and he's not going to be in the world title picture anymore. And maybe they do that, and MJF becomes the ultimate villain, taking out Omega. I wouldn't say it's 100% Omega's winning. That's what I'll say. So I could see MJF winning this match and putting Omega out of the world title picture forever, and then basically being like, "I've took out Hangman, I've took out Omega.
He's just gonna
I'm the
make everybody
greatest.
put their chance to fight for the title on the
No
line.
one can ever challenge him again. He'll be the all-time world champion because no one can challenge him anymore." So, but yeah, it's going to be an interesting match. But they're going to do it. I'm surprised they're doing it early, but I think they want to get that big-time TV shock value. And with it being beach break and in a big time kind of venue in Florida, I think they wanted to do something like that. So,
Cajun Cope beat the dogs, keep the titles.
yeah, I think all this is just leading to All In, where, or maybe even All Out, where
The
they're going to
dogs.
fight the Bucks and get that dream match. Now, the real dream match I want to see, and I don't know if it could ever happen, but man, would it be amazing, is if somehow we get Cajun Cope as the AEW Tag Team Champions taking on the Hardy Boys as TNA
Oh, jeez.
World Tag Team Champions. I mean, they already fought the Dudleys last year. Let's put it all the way.
Yeah, let's just see these 4 geriatrics fight each other.
Hey, that's fine with me. I mean, if we'll use this as a good transition because that Slammiversary ladder match where Jeff jumps off that top ladder, that he's still doing that,
Mm-hmm.
taking 2 guys out through the ladders.
What is this? 2007. The Hardy Boys are tag team champions once again.
Dude's a psychopath, but they end up winning their match, and then we
TNA's your company. You're a big Nick Nemeth guy. He's champion. You're a big Hardy Boy guy.
He beat Santana. Yep. We just saw Ricky Sosa beat Eric Young,
Bang,
which
bang,
seems like it's going to be the final match of Eric Young's career.
He's done. He's out of TNA.
He's out. Well, so the rumor now is that he asked for his release from TNA, and that he's going to end up going to NXT and be kind of like a player coach, kind of the same vein of what Sean Spears is doing.
Interesting.
Where he's doing classes and coaching people, but he also wrestles from time to time. So that looks like the path Eric Young's going down. At least that's what the
I didn't know about the NXT. I knew he was leaving TNA. I didn't know he was going to NXT.
So some people were saying he was getting fired, but he asked for his release.
Yeah, I heard both. I heard fired and release.
I think he decided that he's going to use that Slammiversary as his last hurrah.
He's been going for a long time.
So he's out of TNA now. So it looks like that's where he's headed. But
I think
you had a lot of things move forward. So.
I don't want to disrespect Eric Young because I love Eric Young. I think he's a great talent, but I think he lost his mojo. I think he lost his way when he stopped being the goofy dumb guy.
Yeah, I like his serious character, but his serious character didn't work because it got buried so hard. Like when he left TNA to go to WWE and do the Sandy gimmick, it just kind of fizzled, and then he never really was able to recapture that same demeanor. He did a few things once he went back to TNA. He won the world title in the pandemic.
When he was at this peak of his powers, he had the big bushy beard. He was goofy. Yeah. He was stupid. He was funny.
Yeah, but he wanted to be taken seriously.
I know, and I get that, but I'm just saying it unfortunately didn't work for him.
Yeah, I mean, he did this thing, and I wouldn't say it didn't work. I think he used it effectively. I just don't think it got used effectively. I think the move to WWE the first time was a bad idea because they did it. They had a good run in NXT, and they were doing some good things with Sandy. But as soon as they got called up to SmackDown, it basically just fizzled into nothing.
I don't even know if he ever appeared on SmackDown.
And then they all got released, and all that stuff happened. And then some of them came back, but Eric Young left, and he went back to TNA and all that stuff. So
yeah, because that was where Nikki Cross started, right?
Yeah, Sandy, because it was him. It was
Alexander Wolf, I think.
Yep, and Dane, Killian Dane.
Killian Dane, that's right.
Yeah. So.
And then Wolf would go on to join Imperium.
Yeah, once Sandy was done, yeah. But yeah, so good to see Eric have that final hurrah.
And talk about
Moose.
Talk
Moose
about
won.
Your boy Nick.
Yeah, Nick ended up pulling it out. Pulled out the big win against Santana. It looks like Santana's done too.
Unfortunately, your big awesome theory didn't come true.
No, and that was a loss.
I know, but it would have been so cool.
That would have been cool to see him come out at the end of Great American Bash. But as soon as I saw that D'Angelo and Nakaru were opening, I knew it wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they're not going to do it at the opener.
No. So, but it looks like Santana's headed to WWE.
Yeah, he'll still get there eventually.
To do his thing and see if he can be a big time star in NXT because they don't have a ton of male stars right now.
Just get Ortiz over there too.
They don't like each other anymore.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
They had the whole falling out. That's the whole reason they stopped being tagged.
I forgot about that.
So yeah. So Nemeth's the champ. We'll see where he goes from here. He just on Impact had a little run in with Casey Navarro. And took him out, so I don't know if that's going to lead to a feud or if he's going to kind of rotate through some people. I don't think Ricky Sosa's ready.
No, not ready yet. Why does Nick keep pushing Ryan like he's some serious character? Ryan, I don't like Ryan Nemeth.
No, Ryan Nemeth is a total piece of trash guy, like
I get
character.
it, he's his brother, but like, why does he keep pushing him like he's some big
Well,
time talent?
it's like look at it like this: it's the older brother who knows that the younger brother is just like a pain in the butt and a piece of trash, but he just keeps trying to elevate him up to bring him back to his level so that he can share the limelight with him because he doesn't want him to get left behind. So you should know all about that, right?
Oh yeah,
I mean, that's basically your life story. So I don't know why you hate him so much. You should be right there at
I
the
am
table.
no Ryan Nemeth.
You are the right Neville to my dick.
No, I'm
So
more Jeff Hardy. You're Matt Hardy.
no, stop it. So you think you're the star of the show? Stop it. Stop. I bring the brains and the star power to this show. I know what you're talking about. You just hit the button.
I'm Bubba Ray. You're Devon.
Oh my god! I can't believe you just said that to me. Go back to your weird country lakes, Marty Jannetty, where you threw people in the river. You Marty Jannetty murderer.
I'm
I
Otis.
don't
You're
know what you're
Tozawa.
If
No,
anything,
that's
I'm
probably the other.
Festus and you're Jesse.
What? Hey, Jesse's a big time independent guy.
Oh, stop it. Stop it. Get your biscuits and
No,
gravy.
I'd rather be Festus. I want to be a Good Brother.
Nope. That's me. Sorry.
I love the Good Brothers. They're so cool.
I'm trying to think of another tag team. Wait, who'd you just call me? What was
Otis
your
and
insult?
Tozawa.
Dang it, that's the one I was about to use. And let me think of another crappy tag team. I'm Cage, your Cope.
Okay,
Oh wait.
I'll take Cope's career, TNA career.
Yeah. No.
I'm Rene Dupree. You're Rob Conway.
Ouch. Hey, he was the NWA World Champion for a long time. Give him some flowers.
Mm.
Anyway, yes, he carries him along. So I did like what he did tonight with the list of all the guys he's beaten.
Yeah, he brought up some
That was pretty funny.
names that I don't know if you can say or not.
I think you're allowed to say John Cena and Randy Orton. They're their real names.
I don't know.
Did you
He
notice
said
that?
Samoa
Those aren't real
Joe.
people's names.
Can't say Samoa Joe. That's
That's his
AEW.
name.
That's AEW.
You don't think Samoa Joe's his real name? First name Samoa, last name
Honestly, I don't
Joe.
know if I've ever known what his real name is.
I mean, his real name's Joe,
Well,
obviously.
yeah, I know, but I don't know what his actual like name is.
Joe Samoa. He just switched it.
He's Samoan.
So, what about Alan Jones?
Oh, he just helped his son win a match on
Uh-huh.
Independent Show.
That was pretty cool. So,
And then everybody in the
where that
comments
goes.
was like, "Oh, that's why he stayed with WWE."
Well, of course. He was done wrestling and he knew he could get his son there.
Man,
Why wouldn't you stay?
they were so upset he didn't go to AEW. So upset
I just don't get why we're so upset about that.
because they wanted the dream match. They wanted AJ Kenny.
What-
They want AJ Osprey.
We
AJ
saw
Swerve.
AJ Kenny, didn't we? Did he ever fight Kenny in New Japan?
He might have
Can't
came
think
across
of it.
Kenny. Well, no, because he was the leader of the Bullet Club, so Kenny wouldn't have been there.
Yeah, I can't remember. Anyway, they're all past their prime anyway. It doesn't matter now. Like you watch AJ Kenny now, it would have been like it's like a 4 times slow motion than what it would have been back in 2014, 2015. So
They just wanted him
it's
to have all
okay.
these dream matches with all the AEW guys.
That's why they're called dream matches. Because they're never going to happen in real life.
AJ versus Mercedes.
The fact that Sting and Undertaker never happened, still
Oh,
I'm bitter about.
oh,
The fact they gave us Sting and Triple H, that egomaniac,
how do you not do Sting Undertaker?
because Triple H had to go over on Sting.
That
They
was the
had to
last death
kill
of WCW.
WCW one more time. Just one more blow.
The one
That's
guy,
it.
the one guy that avoided
Everybody goes
the company, avoided the death,
Yeah.
finally got it. The
Made
Reaper comes
it.
for us all, and Triple H is the Reaper.
I know.
Well, we have SmackDown results. We know what happened because it has been taped, but we have not seen it actually on TV. It has not aired. Obviously, we were filming this before Friday.
Yeah,
So
yeah, we're not going to spoil anything here. If you want to hear my crazy theory about where the WWE Championship's going because of what happens on SmackDown, you can always check out our Pass the Pen episode for SummerSlam. But we'll save it for the weekly. We'll save the spoilers for you. We'll talk about what happens on the next weekly, because by the next weekly, we'll find out if my prediction was correct or not. So, if you want to hear my SummerSlam prediction for the WWE Championship, I would go check out the Pass the Pen episode. And
I don't
it's
know
at
if
the
I'm
very
gonna
end of the
upload
episode.
that before this or not. So I guess it doesn't matter. But I'm just
Can you just play in the world?
I'm just trying to. I mean, it
Just,
doesn't matter.
how about you just upload all at the same time?
Upload all at the same time? What am I crazy?
I don't know. Are you crazy? I think you're losing your mind.
Aren't we all
Yes,
just a
I
little
think you're
crazy?
crazy. No, you're crazy.
And while you're listening to that episode, why don't you listen to everything else on the channel?
Why don't you listen to Not Saying Wrestling?
Chris Van Vliet,
Why don't you listen to
Ariel
who else is
Helwani.
on there? Busted Open. Someday we'll be on Busted Open.
Listen to Paul Heyman's interview with Chris Van Vliet. It's pretty good.
Maybe if we just keep saying them in our podcast, we'll get into the algorithm somehow, and then they'll be like, "What is this? Brothers of Wrestling." Okay, well, let's check it out. They'll be like, "Oh man," they say, like maybe when we every sentence we should just be like, "Yeah," and Cody Rhodes, Paul Heyman is going to do this, and maybe Sami Zayn will, Chris Van Vliet will do this, and blah blah blah. Let's just subliminally put it into everything we do,
Or maybe we
and
should
maybe
just
we'll.
go F F F F, and that'll get some views.
Well, that doesn't do anything on here because you're allowed to do that on here.
I know, but people will be like, "Whoa, these guys are
It just,
crazy."
we need to do it. So, do we need to have like a debate show episode where we just scream at each other the whole time? That always gets good views.
Our craziest things that we believe in wrestling.
That I'm trying to think of one off the top of my head now. See, you put me in the spot. I don't think anything's crazy. I think everything I say is right. But I don't think I have any crazy things to say.
Santino Marella should have won the 2011 Rumble.
You think that? That's dumb. Embarrass me. Embarrass me with your lack of knowledge of wrestling.
The Miz hate is overrated.
The Miz hate is overrated?
From online communities.
Like he should get more hate?
No, he should be loved more for what he does.
Oh yeah, well that's a good take. I thought you wanted me to argue with you.
The Jey Uso hate is unwarranted, I should say.
I don't know. I think that's pretty warranted. Maybe if you can stop eating all the time.
You got to run it back.
Drives me nuts sometimes.
Well, did we cover everything you wanted to talk about this week?
Yeah, I think we did. Chris Van Vliet. Sam Roberts.
All right.
Busted Open. Not Sam Wrestling.
LaGreca did show up in the linen. He had the linen
LaGreca.
at the
Dave LaGreca.
NXT thing.
Maybe we should call out Bully Ray.
Bully,
He's getting in fights with Josh Barnett. Maybe
Bully,
we call him out. He'll want to fight us.
All your takes are stupid, Bully.
Yeah. Put your pencil away, Bully. You always talk about hand me the pencil.
We're passing the pen. Don't hand you the pencil.
Yeah. Pass the pen's a better phrase anyway. You get the double P in there, the PP.
Oh, you gotta love the PP.
You gotta get the PP in there.
Well,
just drive it in there.
Before this,
nice and firm.
No.
Yes.
That's a lawsuit.
Drive the PP in. Nice and firm.
That's going to do it for this episode. We hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave us a like and follow us on YouTube. Subscribe to us. Follow us on Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, everything like that. And we'll catch you in the next episode.
I like Mark Henry, though.